It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with Sunday Fun Day and your succulent tip of the day. And it took us 2 weeks, but we did it. The Coral Reef is complete. Come on back and take a gander. Okay, those of you that have been following closely know that I've been taking your suggestions left and right. You were concerned about the chair. I had talked about maybe cutting the legs off of it and staging it in the beach area, and you're all, no. So I didn't. You were also concerned about the totem cactus being over here like baby in a corner. So I moved it to a key location. You also gave me the suggestion to paint the potting bench. So I decided instead of going blue, I'd go orange on that. I've hung my talavera on the fence. Still in the process of tidying up my collectibles. Because this gets so much sun, I am going to need to change out what I stage here. Yeah, but that's for another day. I don't even know Greg, where should we start? Just start walking?
Sure.
Okay.
What about here?
Where, here?
We'll start here.
Okay, well, here, I just think this came together so well, this little corner. There was just a big square bush here. Oh, we already talked about this, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel like we did, because I told him about the pot that had belonged to my mom and how I used the flagstone as a boulder. I got some cushions, clearance, end of season, for my Adirondack, and these super adorable nautical little pillows at an antique mall here in San Marcos. Greg gets all the credit for all the tchotchkes that we picked up today at the antique mall. We scored. Super happy with that. And of course, our little umbrella so that we can get some shade here and make this a lot more inviting. Really happy with how this turned out. I started with just DG here, and I wasn't completely in love with it, but I didn't want to go thick with the La Paz Pebble because it just felt too heavy. And I need to be able to get it here and trim the hedge, so I didn't want to do a lot of plants and fussy stuff. So I adore this euphorbia, and I want to showcase it, and I'm hoping that it doesn't feel neglected over here. People that come to see the garden will come down the side that you guys came through. It is the first thing they will see. Also, I'm really trying to dial back on the yellow in this garden, but that pot is so perfect for that plant that I just, we'll see. But I'm happy with that there, kind of softens it up. I threw down some chamois beige on top of the DG here and kind of pushed through some of the La Paz Pebbles, and I'm really liking that. You will probably notice there are more shells staged in the garden. I think that's just going to be an ongoing thing. I'm going to have so much fun now collecting really beautiful and unusual shells. For my new Coral Reef. Oh my gosh, pinch me. I swear. I can't even believe this is mine. What else? We had the grandkids over this weekend, and they absolutely loved the garden and played for hours. We did end up going with the beach idea, and it was a winner. The kids loved it. So super happy with that choice. Over here, I finished all of my chamois beige top dressing and threw down some fiberglass in key areas. I stayed pretty consistent with the top dressing in my pots, with the exception of the Calisto Cactus grissonii. I did the Harvest Medley in this pot. This is just a cutting from my Calisto that went sideways. We've got, of course, our little SpongeBob SquarePants set up here. The kids had a blast playing with that. And before you say anything, I know it's not set up perfectly, but who cares? I don't. It's just super fun and funny. And here's another new shell we picked up at the antique mall today. Let's see, what else? staged a piece of Talavera. This I had hanging on the wall in Chula Vista, but I went ahead and shoved it in the ground there. I'm really happy with that. And this adorable thing is my spirit animal. This really represents me so beautifully. It's actually like a little Christmas ornament, but she's this ridiculous little mermaid. Isn't that the cutest? Look at that. You know, there is a limit, but I feel like I could put another 5 or 6 or 10 of these on this Tonga-Ensa without overdoing it.
Wait for Christmas.
Greg says, wait for Christmas. Rocks, repetition, restraint, 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 restraint. Got it. Okay. So, yep, there's a little sand dollar. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Beautiful, beautiful shells. And then they can also see the Adirondack from a different perspective too. That's so inviting now that we've got the cushions and the umbrella. Just super, super happy with that. Over here, maybe? Okay, so I've been messing around with my spiral cactus, trying to find just the right home for it because I moved my red vases, and you'll see where in a minute. I told you already about the beautiful Aeonium crest that my neighbor gave me. And it's really holding up beautifully. I'm seeing a little bit of sunburn on the back of the leaves, but nothing too dramatic. I think it's going to be happy in that spot. So super happy with all of that. Over here, Greg, if you come behind me, like stand here at the umbrella, we ended up going with one of these Cavalier umbrellas, which of course has the big giant ugly base. But what I did to kind of mitigate the look is I staged these 3 pots, you know, in this big concrete area, and I'm really, really happy with that. One, I wanted to showcase my Pilosoceras azuris, of course, and it sort of buffers and blocks this base from that perspective over there by the gate. So yeah, that worked out really, really well. Here's our setup of our furniture that was cheaper than buying new cushions. Really happy with it. Really, really happy with it. And then back here, this is that putting green that we've turned into a sandy beach. And guys, I mean, the kids yesterday were out here for hours just playing. Right now I'm using my trowels as sand shovels. I found that really cute red bucket at the Goodwill. And look where I popped the totem cactus. Right? It's a friendly cactus. It doesn't have any thorns. It's very soft, and the kids can touch it and hug it and play with it. So I thought that would be great there in the sandbox. We also purchased a ship's wheel and some glass ball thingies. I got this cool anchor and this Golden State Co. Limited Long Beach vintage crate. It is super heavy, and it says Long Beach, and this is a Long Beach. You want to come get it from this perspective, Greg? So cute. And I know you were all concerned about the sand tracking in. It really didn't. It wasn't an issue at all on the kids' feet. They brought buckets of water over, made sand castles in here. You know, they took fiberglass and buried it, and then found the buried treasure and put it in this little treasure box that I also found at the Goodwill. All of these shells I purchased at the antique mall today. And you know, you have to have one cheesy sign in your garden, I think. And I chose Peace, Love, and Sandy Feet. Also from the antique mall. So yes, yes, yes. And then, you know, as far as, I know I'm kind of all over the place. There's so much to see. But you guys were right also about the whale rib, to leave it where it where it was. You were right. It doesn't belong down here in the beach area. But I did pull in some black 3/4 rock and some more burgundy rubble and, you know, random pebbles, and just, you know, continued. I wanted, this looked really a little bit too one-dimensional, so I did add more colored rock to the chamois beige top dressing yesterday. Oh, and Susan, Hannah's client, her new, you know, she did her Coral Reef project, gave me this gorgeous Myrtillo cactus, Geometrizons cristata. This is a branch off of one of her magnificent plants. This is where the Salisto Grusonii was just having a stroke. And I do have 2 pieces of the Grusonii in my garden. The rest of it I just disposed of because it was hacked to crap. Was no longer feeling it. I don't see any other new things here outside of these fantastic rainbow pebbles that I got at KRC Rock. I just love these. And you know what I discovered? Well, all the rock came from KRC, yes, but I've never bought these before because they're expensive, but it turns out they're not very heavy, so you can pull 20 or 30 of these for pretty cheap, which is what I did. I just got a few of them so that I could sprinkle them around. You know, you don't have to throw them down throughout the whole garden. Oh, you know what's going to look good is to put some of those in the beach. Definitely. I need to work some of this maybe around the totem cactus. Well, I mean, let's face it. I'm going to have fun playing with this for the next however long I get to play with it. Some things here. Oh, and so see, like, you know, all these warm season grasses are popping up. But I'm just pulling them when I see them. It's really not been a big deal at all. See a weed, pull a weed. I'm not even necessarily getting the roots. But when I see it, I pull it, and so far so good. This collectible table, eventually we'd like to get a chaise lounger to put right here. The big kids yesterday were complaining there was no place to lay. So yeah, we get a chaise lounger here, but for now, you know, I'm just putting some collectibles on this table.
Drape a towel out on the beach.
Yeah, go put a towel out on the beach, Greg says. I got this really cool thing at the antique mall today. Isn't this so neat? These starfish hung with rope. Gonna have so much fun with that. Just loving it, loving it, loving it. And then, yeah, this is all old news over here. Keep a good thought, guys, that I don't kill my Myrtillo cactus, or my Mammillaria cactus that I have put in the ground. I'm kind of notorious for overwatering those and rotting them out. So I'm going to be really careful to try not to do that this time. But I'll keep you posted if I do. Oh, those of you that were concerned also that there was no Fred Ives in this garden, there's Fred Ives in this garden. I staged some pots to hold down my rug, which is basically, this is just that plastic lightweight stuff, like it's like a mat, you know, that you roll up and take to the beach. It's perfect, I think. But look, Fred in all his glory right there. So I used my red pots that I had on my pillars at the other garden to hold down the mat. This Myrtillo or this Mammillaria worries me. Very close to the water feature, but we'll see how it goes. And my beautiful designer Colin gave me this beautiful cactus arm from one of his plants. And this all, you know, in here, of course, is xeriscape and just cactus. I've got my beautiful Susanok pot showcased in here. And my beloved blonde Terry brought me some pieces of Petalanthus bracteatus from her garden, and I know this will get bigger. This is a perfect spot, and the idea is that this will become very, very full and lush and cover up this air conditioning unit. That is the plan on that. So, oh my gosh, guys, right? I honestly can't believe it. Oh, Greg says, how's the lemon tree? Well, the lemon tree is doing great. And I also noticed, haters, that the grapefruit, you know, I'm usually the one wanting to get rid of everything, and you guys are, no, keep it. But I wanted to keep the grapefruit, and look, it's got lots of new growth. Look at that. There, there, here, here. This grapefruit is going to be absolutely fine. And just picture it if you can. Picture this thing full, leafy, in blossom, dripping with fruit, along with our beautiful lemon, who is, huh?
So you have your boots out there too.
Oh, my boots, yeah. The lemon tree is loving Vista, and this is a beautiful hot spot for it. My old boots have scored a spot in the garden too, of course. And I've got some other things that I'll rotate through from time to time, but pretty much, you know, I'm feeling really good about it. I'm just going to enjoy now as much as I can. The kids are going to come back again next weekend to do some more playing, and I can't wait to have them. And yeah, so now it's shaking the bushes and getting back to work and creating some beauty for you. Thank you for inspiring me so much that I was able to do this for myself. I'm going to have Greg do another pass for you. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. I love you guys so much.